baby, it's Uncharted Territory. It's the end of the week, folks. Here we are, mellowing it out in the gaming world. I'm your host, Baron Marf, and I'm joined, as always, by the man of the hour, the one and the only Angry Link. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, getting there.
Yeah?
Seem to have a few frogs caught in my throat as I speak.
The cough button, cough, cough, cough.
But yeah, other than that, plodding on. Keeping on as they do, and keep on trucking and all of that jazz.
Keep on trucking on. So, in Uncharted Territory, this is basically our random womble moment. So, we both bring some sort of rando question to the table, throw it in, and just see what happens, see where we end up. It's always just all over the shop.
Well, sometimes we stay on point.
Yeah, by the end of it we go, what was the point? Yeah, so with regards to that, that's our opinion. Yeah, so randomness, we love it. That's what it's all about. So I'm going to kick it off this week, and do you know what? All we've done this week is talk, play GTA. That's all it's been, GTA. I know there's been other stuff played, but I'm just saying, generally
it's been on the forefront of most people. I mean, the fact that last week it was back in the top of the charts. Obviously, we see the new gun running update, more money to spend. Had a bit of a moan about that. Spending
lots of money, missioning. So I thought it made me think, where can they go with this? Because we know Red Dead Redemption's coming, and that's like a tip to the hat of your days of your, westerns and such like. But I was thinking, GTA,
Well, what would have been now, if it had all gone to plan, would have been sort of winding down now, wouldn't it? And we'd be sort of waiting the impending September, October release of Red Dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously,
that.
Now that's gone back to earliest spring next year. Is there any other new plans for GTA?
But for me, no, it's not even just that. It's above and beyond it. There's certain things that I can think of which will just be amazing if they did it. But they never will, because it's beyond the realms of what they do in a reasonable GTA now. And that's saying something, considering some of the shit's out there. But I'm imagine...
Yeah, the 70 quid shots.
But you say that, but I'm why not a shuttle? Where's space travel? I'm talking stupid stuff.
So we're not necessarily talking current gen, but sort of future.
But I'm just saying, generally GTA. Where would I like to see them go with this? I mean, for example, is there a vehicle I can think of right now which is so nutty that they couldn't put it into the current game at the moment? And I'm thinking shuttles, and I was thinking all that sort of stuff, but. Where could we
I don't know
limit GTA?
I'm thinking maybe some Captain Nemo-esque submarine, like the yacht, but it's a sub.
Ooh,
like that. If you're gonna have a ridiculous, there's nothing about it that's game breaking. It's just here. I've got the SS Nemo. Fuck it.
It's funny because I'll put pound to a penny in the next game they integrate waterways a lot more into the map, so they can get more boat use out of it.
I think so. I think. I mean, the one real question is you've got to look for the future of GTA. Do they stick with San Andreas?
Well, this is the thing. Is it about a city, though? Because, I
mean, we've seen with The Crew. I was saying when it came out at the time, just imagine if you used to plonk, all you need is 4 or 5 major metropolises in amongst it. And then you've got your little towns and your little pockets of civilization. But, you something on the scale of The Crew. And you've got 200 players on the fucking server. 250 players on the server. That'd be mental. It takes you 45 minutes to get from one end of the map to the other. Maybe if you're lucky and you're in a plane, you can do it in 15.
See, that's GTA grandiose. That's up in the game massively. I can't even comprehend what that would do to the game doing something like that.
It'd make gun running interesting.
But we talk a little bit about sort of having these epically large maps. I mean, I'm thinking about things at the moment GTA 5 works. So you've got a city in the south where all the activity happens.
Yeah.
And then you've got loads of land north which stuff happens and you drive out to and drive back from.
Yeah.
But mostly
the hub is Los Santos itself, isn't it?
Yeah. So I wonder if it needs a city to sustain the game.
Yeah. I mean, even if it's a case of they don't expand the map size, they just fill out the map. So there's more buildings and internal stuff, and there's actually more life going on inside the city itself. I think would be probably a better move, because I think that the size of GTA is the perfect map size.
Yeah, it's about right.
Because there's enough that if you need to get from one end of the map to the other, it takes you 5 minutes. If you're in a plane, it takes you a couple of minutes. But there's no real oh god, this is going to take me a fucking age to get there.
Yeah.
Oh, they're dead now. Oh, sorry, I got it late. You know, I think it is a perfect map size, so I would like to see them fill it out with more stuff. I mean, I don't know if you've had any ideas, but I mean, we've talked about the casino for a long time.
Well, this is one of the things. So I was asking myself a few questions around the casino because I love the idea. Imagine it playing a bit of blackjack with your mates. You all just pile into the casino, sit there, put 10 grand on the table, and just like have a game of blackjack. That'd be great, you know. But then I was thinking that gives you some sort of moral, or not moral, but maybe ethical issues there. I mean,
well, it's the fact that you can
take your money,
real money,
buy real money with money, and then gamble it to get more in-game currency, but you never get it back.
Yeah, well, this is obviously the only way they'll ever get around it.
Yeah.
Because if you used to be able to refund it, they don't obviously have to get gambling licenses and that whole jazz.
But even then, does it not feel a bit borderline in the only viable option, which is that obviously that you can't get your money back? It's then you're just getting more in-game currency.
I mean, I wouldn't mind that.
I personally wouldn't mind it.
No,
it's just
I could
more
see it
the
causing
fact
a lot of problems.
Yeah, exactly that. I can see it being very controversial.
A lot of focus groups, not focus groups, but
huffy.
Yeah, I suppose we could call them
bodies.
social justice warriors to umbrella them all under one term.
Yeah, get some of that.
Because there is a variation on all of these people and groups and factions and whatnot, but I can't even be bothered to touch that with a barge pole.
But they're all cunts.
Allegedly.
I've said it.
Yeah.
It's out there and it's alleged.
I don't know. I mean, for current gen, I don't think that there's really a great deal more they can do, other than adding and filling out what they've got. Because I think if they're going to add something more now, like you were saying, what is it they can add? They can expand the air stuff.
Yeah, so let's look inside the current gen of it, you know.
Well, we've got the gun running, which is the recent one.
So you've got
export.
Yeah, so you've got yourself a big tower. You've got yourself some little crack businesses and weed and all of that sort of stuff going on. You've got yourself some garages. You've got yourself a yacht, which is set on the water. You've got yourself a bunker now. So really, it's just air fortress. I'm thinking like something 4 times the size.
Or even an aircraft carrier.
Well, aircraft carrier.
That could be good.
See that, and how much would that be? Because I'm thinking air fortress, 20 mil.
Yeah, well, if you're talking
fly off.
Let's look at it realistically. Say a yacht of your substance that you own in GTA. If you're to sort of look at that real money, you're talking like a good couple 100 mil yacht. Yeah. Yeah. To carry that kind of thing, and then if you start talking military application, you're basically like tenfold. So you're talking £2 billion. So how much was the new aircraft carrier that the Royal Navy's just fucking popped out? That was like $4 billion or something stupid, wasn't it?
No ridiculous idea. Money.
So yeah, there's your benchmark. And the Russians cracked me up. They were like, "Oh yeah, it just makes a nice big target."
So what they ought to do is an upgrade for your current yacht to make it like Marvel Avengers style, sort of like take.
I think that's potentially breaking the game, but it's ludicrous enough. I don't know. Would you be then going into the Saints Row?
No,
bordering line Saints Row.
All I want to do is the point where it's sort of like you're walking through the city next to Maze Bank, and directly over your head goes my yacht.
Well, you know you wouldn't be able to fly it around.
HMS suck my balls.
There would be key points where you could put it, like the yacht.
Occasionally pushing helicopters off the landing pad. Yeah, get some. Be amazing. So there we go. There's my random thought. It's just like GTA. Where can it go? I mean, I want to see something fucking nuts.
Well, I think it might be worth just touching on next gen as well. Not necessarily next gen, but the next generation of GTA. So like GTA 6, because anyone who says that they're not going to make another one's a fool.
Yeah.
Like you say, the probably close to $2 billion that they've made from it. You know, that's paid for the next 4.
Yep.
And the marketing. So yeah, I think they're going to be making another one. But yeah, do we see it moving? Do we see it staying? Do we see it expanding where, like the old GTA, where you've got all of the cities on one disc?
I just don't think they rake so much cash from them. There's so many die-hard fans for GTA. I just don't think they can let that really peter down until they're well into the second one.
Yeah, until like Red Dead's taken all of the
no. I mean, as in Red Dead will do its thing, but GTA will continue to run with it, and they'll rake from both.
Oh god!
And then when the next GTA comes out, that's only when they'll start to peter down on 5.
Yeah. So we're sort of seeing what's happening with Destiny.
I honestly think at some point, sooner or later, you will own the planet and it will transform like fucking Transformers the movie, the old 1984 version. Unicron sort of like, and then you'll be out there decimating moons like, I bought this for like £60 million and that's in real money.
And you think, fuck, I could have actually just gone and bought a planet.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's how it's
so basically, what we're really seeing for the future of GTA is emptying our wallets.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's what I see.
I mean, I suppose I can chip in here really because my little thought is the future itself. Like, where's gaming going in the next 5-10 years time? Because, I mean, you've got your easy answer is it's just, more powerful consoles, VR's going to take off a bit more, blah, blah, blah. But I wanted to try and sort of hone in and actually talk about what might change.
Yeah, I mean,
as opposed to what's going to get better.
Do you know what? Honestly, I'm going to go sort of super jump right in there. Here's my hopes and dreams. Wear my heart on my cuff. Here we go. I want to see them do glasses that you put on, which are see-through like a normal set of shades, but they can do augmented vision on top of it. As much as many layers as they need to the point where it's full VR.
Yeah.
And I want to see them like glasses, not like a full-on massive overheating headset. You know, if they're just literally like a screen which gets the data blown to it and all it does is receive and display it, I'd be fine with that. Then I want to see gloves on your hands.
Yep.
And I want to see sensors in every corner of the room. And I want them to do full augmented reality, bam, bam.
Yeah. Like one-to-one movement.
You got it. Yeah. I'm balls in all the way, but still be able to. So
basically, what you want is like a doable version of the Star Trek holodeck.
Yeah, but
with glasses.
But I don't need to be moving around.
No,
I'm quite happy to be sat or stood in one place, but it's just that thing about being able to turn and move in real time.
Don't forget VR. Vive, the HTC headset, and Valve. They've obviously now got their new controllers, and it can pick out individual knuckles.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. And there are games out there which are looking incredible as a result. And really, that's where I'm at. But what I just want is that more human level of I've just picked up a pair of shades, I put them on my face, and I've pressed the button on the side. It's now streaming from the console, which is doing all the work.
Even if it's something like obviously you got the PS VR. I mean, out of all of the headsets, that's the one. If you were gonna wear one, that one probably looks the most respectable.
It looks the tiniest, but it runs the worst.
Yeah, of course. But I think to get away, augmented reality works with glasses because you're obviously having to take the world around you to add to that. But I think full VR is kind of you've got to have the sort of covers your full range of vision.
Yeah. But I just think there's the technology there is there now. We can do bendy screens. Now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think
make it the shape of a lens.
5-10 years time. It should be sort of commercially viable because it's always down to that. I mean, you can pay 15 fucking grand for a headset if you want. It's what it's going to cost you if you want this super duper tech, but we'll be able to make 4.
Yeah, exactly.
And it becomes like the Trump-esque of VR headsets. It's
exactly.
Trump VR.
I need it in gold.
Yeah. Oh god, can you imagine how goldy that would be?
Very Trump-esque.
I don't know. I mean, I suppose sticking with VR. Well, actually, first consoles. Where do you reckon they're going to go? Because I mean, every generation, the Michael Patches of our industry turn around and say, "Oh, this is the last generation of consoles. Consoles will be dead after this one. They'll be just discs that you hang in the garden, and they'll transmit the games to your eyes." It's always that talk.
For me, I reckon where I see consoles is I see them going a lot more modular.
So you'll buy a chassis.
Yeah.
And then, what hard drive? So go in a kind of a Steambox kind of attitude.
I think they'll keep what you plug in just runs. I see it like the Nintendo 64 and the memory.
Yeah, and you could get the little packs and you could add and make things better.
Yeah, and I think it would just run, or it'll run a game or it won't, that sort of thing.
It'll be one of those things, because obviously if you're talking modular gaming, you're talking PC gaming, that's the only real sort of corners or that you can point to at the moment. So
we're talking hard drives, RAM.
We're talking. You said, I think it's a case of here's what it looks like with the base unit, and here's how good it could look if you want to spend the money on the parts. Yeah, so like you say, it's a case of you're just tweaking the graphical settings basically and what it can, and it's for idiots like you and I that can't be bothered to spend fucking 3 weeks researching the right parts and all of this to build this rig.
You got it.
And then the next fucking 6 months on all of our games that we enjoy playing, pissing about with settings to get it running at the most opportune frame rate.
Exactly.
It'll be sort of a bit more just plug that in, turn that key, slide that out.
I just think the bigger, like the Sony's, the Microsoft's, or Xboxes. I think what they're doing is they'll go, we recognise you don't want to buy 2 or 3 consoles during a generation.
Yeah.
So we'll make something modular which will survive the length of the generation, but will allow you to upgrade as you go to get more out of it as it sort of sees the 8-year lifespan.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a good thing. I mean, you can always point at an environmental point as well because of the wastage. I mean, if you're having to upgrade your console every 2 years, I mean, the amount of fucking weird knocks of shit that's in those, and then what happens to the waste?
I mean, Apple seem to live off the same device for years on years. So
yeah,
why can't
it's just
new box,
add AR. Yeah, fuck it, let's do it.
Can it? We're in. Woo. But yeah, so I mean, like, I guess I would like to see consoles sort of go a bit more modular so that you can upgrade during, but it doesn't have to be this huge, massive expense. I'd also think that we're going to see a lot more of the how to make it a streaming and digital world only.
We'll see physical media finally drop off.
Yeah,
I think, say 10 years time, will we have an optical drive?
I think you'll still get it, but the push will be about buying.
You'd have to buy the drive.
Well,
if you want it.
No, I mean, sorry, from a gaming point of view, I mean, I think we're going to drop off the things like all the figurines will still continue, but you will be buying the figurines and it will come with either a digital copy.
Yeah. And a download code.
Yeah. Exactly. Or if you want, you may be able to get the disc version, but they'll become like rocking horse shit and all this sort of. I think it will just go that way.
Again, I think it's the material cost and all of that stuff. It will start to point to that. I think in 10 years' time, once they've got... I think in 10 years, they should have fucking worked out how to do digital stores fronts well to the point that consumers aren't the ones getting bent over for it. Because to buy digital is to basically... you're play by their rules, and there's not a standard sort of defined set of here's how you do a digital storefront. You have to have this refund.
This period of time.
Exactly. So I think once the rules and the lines get sort of tightened up with that, I'm all for it. But until that point, I'd still rather buy physical. Yeah. Because like you say, if Microsoft want to break my console and break my account, see you later, 200 games. I mean, the free ones, the games of God, I can give a shit about, but all the ones that I fucking bought, no, read the terms of service, motherfucker. They're gone. You broke that rudimentary or arbitrary rule, and we can ban you for it, and we're going to. Fuck you. And I don't like that idea. That's the only thing about digital libraries that I've got a trepidation over. Mm-hmm. How do you reckon VR is going to shape VR interactive media? Because we can't really. I don't want to just stick with games itself. Is in media in general.
Well, I've really got a bit of a beef over the fact that they're trying to bleed too much TV into my games console. I don't mind if it has a section that sits there, but the fact that I've got to wade my way past it to get to the video games is like, come on now, and I'm talking about Xbox specifically.
Yeah, I think I mean, they've always tried to pin it as the cornerstone of your living room, haven't they? So it does everything. And it's one of those things like, I'd rather you just do the games well. Yeah. Stick Netflix on there by all means. Stick all the video apps because, it's just streaming apps. But I don't realistically need to run my TV through it.
Yeah.
Because, if I want to watch TV, I don't need to know that Jim Bob Jones fucking 42's online now. I want to watch TV.
But I might want to know when I'm playing video games on my console.
Yeah, exactly. So there's little things about, I think...
but I mean, when it comes to... So VR could have a big impact on this sort of thing, and I would say my concern is that what will happen is we'll start getting, we could see some interesting entertainment, and we could see more movies and animated and digital experiences, of like superheroes and shit like that in the VR world.
Well, just imagine Game of Thrones live.
Yeah,
like you're there and you can actually take in all the action, or just even making, because 360 video is obviously the thing that you need to make VR films. And I mean, the fact that there's companies now making cameras that you can plug into your fucking lightning socket on your phone, and you've got 360 video that outputs at fucking 720 or or records at 720p. So you know, it's a good enough experience that you can make your own VR home movies.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of that it's not just because I mean I can see the problem from a director's point of view, because the whole idea of a film is you're given this point of view that the writer or the director wants you to have, and you have to view it this way. So obviously it changes the nature of obviously, like say, film and TV and static entertainment. But at the same time, it just it gives people a bit more creativity. And like, just imagine like you're watching, say, Avengers. You watch it through the first time, and you watch what the director wants you to watch. You've always got the option. Here's the director's view, and then you can go, well, I've seen it a couple of times through that. I want to see what's going on around me.
I like the idea of everyone's looking one direction on the shot, and you turn the other way to catch
and you see the boom guy.
Well, no, just an actor's face a character's face, like giving you insight to them that you didn't have because they're actually
and it gives replayability and rewatchability a lot more
interesting,
value.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, because I love the idea that, say, like Donnie Darko, you've got what's happening on screen, and there's that bit where he's obviously with Frank in the mirror, and he's touching the mirror with the knife, and you can turn around, you can see Frank. And all of that kind of stuff, and I'd like it'd be interesting. And virtual, we were talking about this a bit earlier, weren't we? Like virtual theatres.
Well, so they are already doing this sort of stuff, though, aren't they? So I mean, if you look at, you've got Star Wars is doing that 3D like experience. We saw a bit of that at E3, which is you can effectively create your own virtual reality world. In Star Wars, you can bring in TIE fighters and all this shit. So people are now actually starting to be welcomed into the creative aspect of movie making. We haven't even seen people releasing this professionally yet.
No, a lot of it is hobbyists, and it's all prototyping and finding what works and what doesn't. Obviously, any new entertainment form always does take a bit of time. I mean, look at movies themselves. Like the space and how they changed in the first 30 years. Like you look from like Buster Keaton and Chaplin to then you go on 20 years later and you're seeing like war epics and shit like that. And I mean, technology's got this wonderful habit of fucking kicking everything on so far ahead, and then everyone struggles to keep up and catch up. I mean, it's happened countless times. I mean, all forms of media have done this. Music's been like it for years, ever since people have discovered instruments, and then they've gone, well, if we change this, we do this, and we've got a new instrument. Oh god!
But I can't see how VR is going to actually just dig in though, because I find it's too like. I mean, I get that Microsoft recently said it's got to be wireless, and I think that's a great sort of line in the sand to draw, but I don't feel there's enough definition on all of those boundaries yet. No. So it's like, well, we're happy for you to wear a big sweaty headset, and we're happy for it to be connected with a 10-foot cable, and we're happy for you to it's just like you have to get the focus right, and we're happy for you to have shitty sort of grainy imagery, and we're happy for you to get a headache, and we're happy. It's just like
again, I think it's the same way that like when gaming first started, they're like, oh wait, what it gives. If you've got epilepsy, it fucks you up. Shit. Sorry guys, you're kind of not allowed, know.
Here's a warning for you.
Yeah.
There we go, we care.
So, it's one of those, it's a difficult one. I think the interactive media side of it, I mean, the mocap tech we're seeing, like, I love this, all of the stuff that Hellblade, Anua's Sacrifice doing. Obviously it's releasing a couple of months in August, but they recently did a Q&A where they did, obviously there were some staged and pre-filtered questions, but they did also some live Q&A in-game engine. So the actress that plays Senua was actually taking the questions and answering them live in the mocap studio, and obviously we're seeing then in-game engine her replying to said replies. And I haven't actually seen the video itself, but I've seen some of the developer diaries for their mocap tech, and it looks unbelievable how much emotion and how much you can portray digitally now. And it's the woman's like 4 foot away in front of the cameras doing it exactly, and it's just like whatever milliseconds later coming through on the screen.
It's amazing.
It's unbelievable how to think from when L.A. Noire, when that was like, this is the fucking...
And that was impressive at the time as well. When they showed sort of like how they were recording that with like cameras attached to their face, we were like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, just thinking of what's... Some of the creators, like the more cinematic driven game creators, like people like Naughty Dog, Quantic Dream, what they're prepared to do and what they can come up with Because, I mean, just imagine, like, something like The Last of Us with this really well-driven story. How good if you give Naughty Dog VR and just say, okay, make some more of the cinematic moments. How much good...
But my concern is that VR is still held behind this motion sickness and sweaty headsets, condensation, all these sorts of things that stop it working.
Yeah, I think, like you say, it's got a long way to go. I think we're going to see two kinds of sort of games, really. You've got the ones where it's like a shooting gallery kind of thing where you're in a fixed position, and then you've got ones that sort of move on with that like far point.
On rails.
You've got on rails, you've got far point, which you're actually controlling it yourself and you're moving where you need to move, but it's done at a very measured, not a fast pace.
Yes.
So there's no diving around. I mean, Riggs. I'm surprised that hasn't had more shit, because if that's going to give anyone motion sickness,
that's Chundercats all
definitely
over, isn't it?
All over at that.
Right at the beginning, everybody was just like, if there's something that's going to make you puke, Riggs is going to be the
that's
game.
It. There's your benchmark. Just try that out. If you're fine for 20 minutes in that, you'll be all right.
Yeah, you'll be fine on 20 hours on something else.
I mean, I'm thinking stuff like, sort of going back to games, like the player-driven movies, like stuff like Tacoma, Gone Home, Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, where you're uncovering this narrative through your own actions, and everybody's playthrough is different because you go in a different fashion.
Yeah.
I can see sort of VR movies being that kind of thing.
Oh, sort of interactive movies.
Yeah, you're basically on rails and you're driven forward in a story, but whereas I'll look under that thing and see that one key point or that plot point. You'll look over that one and you'll get a different plot point. And I love the idea that it could potentially drive that you'll see in the same movie, you've got the exact same story beats, but the flavour of the film and the lore and the little bits that you just find out about, and you're like, I didn't notice that before, they'll be completely different. And then you'll say, did you not look under that on that part? And I'll be like, no, what was there? And you're like, you've got to do it, man. So then I've got to go rewatch it again and like, where is it? This must be what he was talking about. And those kind of things, I love the idea that creatively it could hold so much value and add so much to interact or into storytelling, because I think the best stories aren't the ones that spoon feed you. The Michael Bay's where it goes, here's some story, now have some explosions.
There we go.
And it's just, I can switch off my brain. They're great to watch, and it's one of those dumb films that you're like, it's giant robots beating shit out of each other.
But the concern is that still to this day people say that sort of video games aren't recognised as a serious media, even though we know that it rakes in more money than the other.
All of them combined, pretty much, of music and TV and video and
film,
movies.
Yeah. But I mean, there is still this sort of it's a kids thing,
Yeah,
but recently we have seen something which has given us a bit of a flavour, saying, hold it, wait, we are being taken seriously.
I don't think if you used to have asked anybody at the start of the year at the Academy Awards, would you reckon the possibility that a game could be nominated for an Academy Award, and they'd be like, fucking no chance whatsoever. But we have found this moment.
Yeah,
we have hit our pinnacle, our crossroads.
Yeah, this is our stake in the sand, isn't it?
It is really. It's something to be taken seriously. Everything, the game by I can't remember the guy's name. He did all of the game in the film Her.
Yeah,
and that's where he got his idea, and he started making games after that. He was like, this is great. But he did a game called Everything, and it contains everything.
That's right.
It goes from like subatomic up to galaxies and then back round, and it just loops. And there's this ever looping fucking game of animals and plants and galaxies. And
you showed me the shoal of violins.
Yeah.
Swimming their way through the universe. That was pretty nutty.
Yeah.
Bears going around, going. Blum.
Oh, the animation is horrendously ropey and rough.
Yeah.
But when you see the scope of the game and the scale, and it was just made by one guy. I mean, it's unbelievable. If you get a chance to try it out, go and try it out. If you see it on sale for cheap, buy it, because it's worth a giggle when you get like a horde of, you can posse up with people or other animals, not other animals, but of the same species. And then you can get them to mate and make more animals, and then they create this massive weird dance, and you're watching like physics, like natural physics at work, and how everything starts to take its own rhythm, and it's unbelievable. But the trailer for the game got awarded at a Austrian film festival. I think it was the Viennese Film Festival. It actually got a short film award in animation. So now it's got an official recognised award it can be nominated under the short film and animation category at the Academy Awards. So a video game could potentially be nominated for an Oscar.
Has it been?
No. But again, the nominations aren't out until way off. But it could be. There's now a potential. So that's at least a start.
It's quite a reach, Link.
It's quite a reach, but it fits. It now has the criteria to be. It can now be allowed to be nominated.
Live and hope and dream, folks.
Yeah.
Live and hope and dream. Well, there we go, folks. There's some Uncharted, some pools of thought, some dreams, some hopes and aspirations. I love them. So, who knows where
the future
GTA
holds.
And consoles
Exactly.
will go? Who knows? Right, folks, if you like what you heard, you know what to do. Show some love. Subscribe. Go check out some more of the podcasts. But until next time, from Angry Link, it's...
Adios.
And from me, I'm out. Peace.